See, supposing you get an Indian, he may be a thug, he may come to your house and run away with your things, may run away with all your things that you have, can't do it. But if you can run away with your things, may run away with all your things that you have, can't do it. But if you get another one, a Western man in the house, he'll run away with your wife only. You don't know what he will do. He'll talk very sweetly and run away with a wife. And he will think, oh, I've done such a great thing, she loves me, and he is not bothered as to the whole system of the family is finished, the whole thing. He is not bothered as to the whole system of the family is finished, the whole thing is finished. Like we had one boy, a journalist, who was 26-year-old, and his friend was 24-year-old, and he invited the friend to his house. The mother was 48-year-old, and she ran away with the friend. And 4 children were left behind, and her father didn't know what to do. She had a divorce, and she got the house divided. The children are thrown to places. I mean, this is absurd. How can you do it? And she came to me, oh, I'm in love with him, father. I said, this little boy who is younger to your son, how can you be in love? Are you mad? You must be mad to believe in such a thing. And the fellow was interested in her money, perhaps, maybe. I don't know what he was interested, but they were in love, supposed to be in love. I don't know what sort of a love is this one. See, how can you be in love with your great-grandchildren? It's absurd. This is so absurd. You see these 80-year-old people trying to copy with you, going in a pub and dancing like you with the shaking hands and everything shaking and collapsing next moment. What is there to compete with these young children? You are grown up, you are mature, you are sensible, you are sane, enjoy them. It's a funny thing, you see, in these modernity, we have gone very much away from reality. That's why we are away from joy and enjoyment. All right, so this is it, that sex, it is to be used for its right purpose and to be used at its right point, means at the Muladhara. Christ said one thing. He said, it is written, thou shalt not commit adultery. I say, thou shalt not have adulterous eyes, because he knew this would happen, and he is placed at that point where he controls the eyes. Nowadays, we have started doing sex with our eyes, this flirting business. What do you get out of it? Looking at this girl, looking at that girl, looking at this girl, that girl, what are you getting? Your eyes are ruined, your attention is ruined, you are finished and fagged out. And by the time you have seen 20 girls, you sit down and say, ah. This is the best way to age. And then you go to beauty clinics and try to look younger. See, what is the need to look at these girls like this? They are all your sisters. Have purity in your heart. There is no need to waste your attention so much. There is no need to waste your attention. For an Indian would be looking at the things, and you will be looking at the women or the men. You finish your choice at a point. You finish it and enjoy it. Even in guru shopping, you do the same thing. You have come to me now, I have told you the truth. But tomorrow another guru comes in, let's go and have a look. If you have that kind of a frivolous idea about yourself, Sahaja Yoga is not going to work out in you. You have to settle down with it. You have to work it out. Your spirit is to be completely uncovered and is to be brought into complete consciousness of yours. You should really become the master. Unless and until you are master, you should not give in. And don't go to these people just to look at them, because you spoil your attention. So, doing sex with your thinking leads you to impotency. If you have to eat food with your mouth, you start eating with your nose, the mouth will be finished because it's frozen, and the nose will be finished too, and you won't be eating either. Whatever things have to do, whatever ways, you should allow that organ to work out that thing. So, that's why the spontaneity in sex is lost. You think about it, plan about. How can you plan? I just can't understand. You plan about everything that is so spontaneous. And that's why there is such a problem. And people talk here as if sex is something out of the blue. It is just there, it exists, and you don't have to learn about it. It is all there. And to talk about it also is not necessary. It is your own private. It's absolutely private and sacred thing between you and your wife. That's all. Nothing beyond, nothing before. It's a very sacred thing. The more sacred it is, the more you enjoy it. I have known people in India who are 90 years of age and still very potent. One gentleman came to tell me that, mother, my wife has died and I'm still, I don't know. I said, it's all right. He said, how do you manage? I told him, how do you manage? He said, I'm living in her separation, I'm living. That's how they live. And they manage themselves. While here the people at a very young age just become exhausted and finished. So we have to understand that in Sahaja Yoga, you try, it will work out. It works out also. Gradually your attention will be stationed. You will be very much in the center and you will develop your innocence in such a beautiful manner. You get back your innocence in such. Can you believe it? Completely become so innocent and so simple. that you are amazed at yourself. Your innocence is there as far as money is concerned, no doubt. Still you are intact on that point. On that point, Indians are not. You are innocent as far as material things are concerned. For example, you don't mind giving all the money to these horrible gurus as long as you get your realization. But there, I think, innocence is not stupidity. How can you give money for your realization? I mean, it's a simple thing, you must understand. You cannot pay money for your realization. One thing you must understand. Anybody who says, now I've got vibration, some people go to someone and feel heated up. Then they go on feeling heated up more and more and more. This heat is coming from that man and is going to increase your heat all the time. And it is going to increase and increase and increase, and your chakras are going to be ruined completely by this fellow. It has to be reduced, it has to come to the cooling point, and you must feel the cooling point. If you cannot feel the cooling point, then you must know that this man is absolutely wrong. Heat is not the sign of cleansing. When you are feeling heat here now, for example, it is because the cleansing is taking place. Once the cleansing is over, the cool breeze must blow in and you must feel the cool breeze. Now, some people might feel absolutely cold, just like frozen. That's also not a good sign. That means you are left-sided. Some of you may feel that kind of a thing. It's not the feeling, the cold is the point, it's the feeling, the cool breeze. It's a breeze-like feeling that you get from my photograph also will get. That's the way you have to judge yourself. You judge yourself, establish yourself, keep your chakras clean, and you'll be amazed how you become a master of the whole art. You will be able to give realization, each one of you, to thousands of people. So now in the second chakra when we come, is I would say is the chakra of your seeking. We call that as the second chakra because the third chakra comes out of it. Is the chakra in which you seek. It starts from very, very beginning. When you were a human being, you did not realize that you came to this stage in thousands and thousands and thousands of years. First of all, as any animal, what you do is to seek God in food. You just seek food. You are seeking food, you want to eat. I mean, the whole thing is at Nabi level, is at this point where you are just seeking the food, how to nourish yourself, how to look after yourself. The second seeking later on starts, some of the animals start becoming more alert by understanding that you have to be more intelligent. So they start seeking in power. They want to empower other animals and try to overcome them so that they can eat them, so they seek in power. Then the seeking goes even subtler and subtler, that they start seeking in money. As in human beings start seeking in money, in possessions and things. Animals don't have possessions, thank God. Because possessions means headache. You have to have insurance, you have to have this, you have to have that. So the human beings start getting the possessions and all these things, and they start going into this seeking. But the last and foremost seeking is of the very evolved is the seeking of the spirit, the seeking of God. This is the real thing that should happen to us when you are at that point of maturity. Then this happening takes place. Now, the other center that is coming out of that one is actually, it's not shown here, but it comes out of that, is the center called as of Swadhisthana, is the center by which you think, you organize for the future, you think, you organize for the future, you work out your action through it. Like we think all the time. What we do is nothing but think. I mean, planning is such a curse that we don't do anything about it. We just plan and keep it in the book. Or we have planned it. They think we have planned it, it's done already. It's not so. Now this thinking gives us a realm of future into which we enter in. When we start thinking, we do not know how we imbalance ourselves. In this area resides the principle of the primordial masters, as Gregor has told you. Now when you start thinking, this center, the one you see, the yellow colored center, transforms the fat from your stomach for the use of your brain. Now people are so much against fat these days that it would be really dangerous to talk for it. Now, from where are you to get the replacement of your brain cells? Tell me, if you are not going to consume any fat. As it is, your livers are out, so whatever fat you take any amount of fat, you will not have any weight. Try. Because that fat is the reserve for your brain which thinks all the time. You have to, do you know that this brain is made of fat cells? Do you know this or not? is nothing but fat cells. In Sanskrit, it's called as med. And the whole thing is called as med, even the brain. Even your nerves are made of the fat cells. Now when you don't take it, any form of fat whatsoever, I mean, I'm told that lots of butter is lying here wasted. When I say I don't say you ate the mountain of it. No, no. What I'm saying, if you don't take at all any fat, then what you do is to make your body starve for the fat that is needed for one of the purposes is the brain and for your nerves. If you don't take fat in the body, you will be a nervous person. What is the supplement for your nerves? What are you going to supply? That's why you find, you see, mostly to make it out in Westerner and Indian is very easy. You make them stand before any calamity, all right? The Indian would be silently watching. The another would be going into complete, everything will be coming up. Or the eyes will be twisting, the nose will be going up and down, the ears will be going like that. They'll be all nervous. The reason is your nerves do not have any sustenance in it. That's lost because you just don't take any fat. Take little bit. I'm not saying the mountains. You see, if I say something, you may jump into the mountain of fat. That's not the point. But just to avoid completely the fat is a wrong idea, creates an imbalance. Now this poor center has to do double job. Firstly, it has to supply the fat to the brain. Secondly, it has to look after your liver on the right hand side. When it moves to the left hand side, your pancreas, your spleen, your kidneys and uterus. Can you imagine? All these things this poor thing has to do. Now, if you are thinking all the time, then it is trying to find out all the fat globules it can get from everywhere to supply in the brain. All right. And if it does not get that, then it is a dangerous thing. But even if it gets it, then it is creating a problem for the other organs which it has to look after. That's how people get diabetes. You don't get diabetes because you eat sugar. It's a wrong idea altogether. I don't know from why the doctors have started this kind of a thing. For example, in India, people take sugars, at least half a kilo of sugar per day in the villages, at least minimum. They eat more sugar than they eat rice. Take it from them. But nobody has diabetes. Why? Because they don't think. Whatever sugar they take is used for their liver. Now, if you do not give your liver any sugar, now ask anyone how the liver acts. Liver is the one that takes out all your poison. Now, this poison is to be taken out of the liver by water. Now, if you take the water and drink on top of that, what happens? That the hydrogen becomes heavier. I mean, there's H3 added to it, and the whole system of H2O, which has to be neutral, becomes like this, and you can't receive any heat into it. So the whole heat, which is the poison, accumulates in the liver. You get all kinds of liver problems, all kinds of liver problems. Practically, most of the Western people have liver problems, but they don't know it till they discover it. Till they are absolutely on the verge of something very fatal, they do not discover about liver. Now, this hydrogen, which pulls it down, you see, becomes like an arrow, doesn't receive anything from the liver, the heat. And such a person never gets any temperature. Even cancer acts the same way. In cancer also, the H goes down very much, though it's a left-sided problem, which I'll tell you. But same thing happens, that the heat of the body cannot be taken out by water. So the water becomes a heavy water, you can say. But after realization, the hydrogen goes up like that, and you receive all the heat. And people who have bad liver feel terrible heat on the right-hand side. Now, you have to take carbohydrates to neutralize that heat. You have to take carbohydrates. Now, if you don't like sugar, eat rice. I mean, if there's some sort of a thing on your head. This also is an enterprise. I must tell you, these food stores are also another enterprise, which is very, very subtle. Very subtle enterprise. You see, as you had other enterprises of gurus, then you had of holidays, you see, some idea must have come. Then these, what you were the singers, musicians who were there, 4 of them, Beatles. You know, the one who created them, Beatles, his uncle has told me the story how he did it. It was all maneuvering to begin with. And that maneuvering made people mad. And that madness is still on. You see, people go on into that. It's all auto-suggestion and all those things. They work it out. They're psychologists, you see. And they know how to maneuver people and how to dominate them. They know. And they manage it. They work it out on your weaknesses, like you do not know about food. Now, some of the health food I ate, it was not for human beings, it was for buffaloes, I felt. Really. Some of the foods were so hard and so harsh. I got such a pain in my stomach. I said, no, this is not for human beings. This is for buffaloes. You are not buffaloes. You are human beings. You have to eat food which is digestible to your stomach. Of course, that doesn't mean you should use this white bread. Of course, that is not the thing which makes your liver completely sort of, or you can say the intestine sluggish. But you should not eat all the fodder of such a hard things like everything you cut because you want to preserve the vitamins. You will cut everything and eat everything like that. Japanese are the worst. Japanese are the worst. I mean, there's nothing that they don't eat. They eat everything that you could think of. I mean, you can't eat the food the way they eat. First thing they served me at a very special banquet where the princess was there and all that, was a shell with all these moss around it. See, for us Indians, as it is, a little fussy about these things. And my daughter said that. I said, what is in there? It's a say live thing. I said, live? We were all frightened. What is live? They said, an oyster or something is live inside. And they poked it and it started going like that, you see. I said, oh God, how do you eat it? And the Japanese just twisted it down and ate it off, you see. And they eat everything raw. There was a boy who was eating peanuts. We asked him, what are you eating? He said, I'm eating these prawns. He was just feeling them out and eating them nicely. Can you imagine? This is the way they eat their food, which is not meant for the human body. You have to cook. But your women are so busy with liberation, they don't cook. They don't cook. You should learn to cook to handle your husband. You see, if you know how to cook, it's very simple. What are you eating? He said, I'm eating these prawns. He was just feeling them out and eating them nicely. Can you imagine? This is the way they eat their food, which is not meant for the human body. You have to cook. But your women are so busy with liberation, they don't cook. They don't cook. You should learn to cook to handle your husband. You see, if you know how to cook, it's very simple. In our Sahaja Yoga Center, we teach them how to cook. Because if you know cook, you are the master. You see, men are really so simple. I mean, really so I cook very well. I'm an excellent cook, I should say. But a gentleman came to see me. He was a German, and he told me that there was one German of a company that he told me, if you want to eat the best chicken, ask Mrs. Srivastava to cook for it. That's my another name. And she's an excellent cook. I was surprised I had this reputation all over that I cook so well with chicken. And he came all the way, you see, and he brought the chicken with him. And he came all the way to cook with me and to eat it. And he was a very big man also himself. I was amazed, you see, that just to learn how to cook the chicken. He said, my wife doesn't know how to cook. Just imagine how helpless he was. All men are helpless as far as food is concerned. If you give them good food, you see, they may say, oh, we can eat whatever we like. But it's not so. If you know their tastes and things, and if you know how to handle them, it's very easy to handle them. Like somebody told me, Indian men are very great cowards. I said, why? Because they don't know how to cook, that's why they don't divorce. Imagine to say such a thing. It's not that. They are very wise. What's this of changing every day a wife, you see? One wife, she knows all about your habits, she knows everything, she knows how to cook for you. It's a good idea. We carry on very well as companions. Every time if you change, God knows she may come as a shrew, she may come as anything. You may lose your head with somebody, another may break your hand, another may break your legs. It's better to know one and handle her for this lifetime. So next time at least you don't face that time. It's very simple and wise way of living together to understand that in one lifetime only, if you live with one person, you develop that love, that attention, that understanding, because human beings basically are very good. If you live with somebody for 2 days, you will just see the superficial things of that person. That may not be good. So to get to the depth of a person, it's necessary you live with that person with a loving care, you see that person, and you will discover how beautiful that person is. He is so beautiful sometimes that you're surprised. The other day, I had to go for something to a hospital. I mean, I never go to a hospital, but something happened and doctors were after my life, you must do this, you must do that. And my husband couldn't see that. He was so upset, he had never seen me like that. So he went back to his office, he put his head like this, and he was sitting there, didn't do any work and anything. When he came back, I was angry with him. I said, what do you mean by not being here? I was here and there were other people. But actually I knew what he was doing. So I went and told him, I know you ran away, you coward, you couldn't stand there. He said, it's true, I couldn't. But actually I knew what he was doing. So I went and told him, I know you ran away, you coward, you couldn't stand there. He said, it's true, I couldn't see it. And then his secretary told me, oh boy, he was horrid. He wouldn't talk to me, he wouldn't allow me to do anything. That's what happened. So to understand a man, it's such a great thing to love. I don't know if you realize that. It's such a great thing to love, to give, is much greater than to have. Giving, I don't know if you have tried or not. All my life I've done nothing but giving. And I think I feel so happy about it. The real source of happiness lies in giving only, not in taking with anyone. It's such a great thing to give. Give, give, give. And you'll be amazed you have no dearth of anything. That is what one has to understand. But to think about what things I should preserve, what things I should give, what is there to think? If somebody likes to have it, doesn't matter. It works out. Now, the second center is also of the Lakshmi center, because you asked me how to get the Lakshmi. Now, this is the center of Lakshmi, because Lakshmi is the deity of the center, and the deity actually who is the male side, who is the kinetic side. The power is the potential side, and the kinetic side is the male side. So, Lakshmi is the power of Narayana. Narayana is the deity whom you call as Vishnu. That's why Vishnu only incarnates. Because he comes for our seeking, he incarnates. He incarnates to give us our higher awareness. Always the Vishnu incarnates, or the aspects of Vishnu incarnate. And that's how we have been evolving one after. That's why Vishnu only incarnates. Because he comes for our seeking, he incarnates. He incarnates to give us our higher awareness. Always the Vishnu incarnates, or the aspects of Vishnu incarnate. And that's how we have been evolving one after another. For example, when Noah's Ark was built, it was Vishnu who came in the form of a dolphin fish and saved that Noah's Ark. And that's how we were saved. Then a tortoise form it came in, to make the fishes come to the shore and start crawling on the Mother Earth. Like that, a leader is always born, and that leader is the aspect of God, is the incarnation. Now, many will say we don't believe in it. So many are like that. We don't believe in this, don't believe in that, don't believe in that. We believe in this and believe in this. Now, how can you say that? First of all, know that you say this because you are conditioned for something. You have a fixation. When you say I believe in it, or you say I don't believe in it, you have not reached your absolute awareness, have you? How can you judge? You cannot judge. So you have to become that. Once you become that, you just put your hands and ask the question, was Vishnu an incarnation? Was it the aspect of incarnation that gives us our realization? You will start getting more breeze, and then you will know that it is so. But this fact about Vishnu, that he exists, you will only know after your realization. When you raise the Kundalini, and if the Kundalini stops at this point of Nabhi, then you have to take his name. If you don't take his name, it won't rise. That's why the mantra is a very big science, to know first of all how the Kundalini is moving. You can say the mantra is like, to give it very gross example, is like a toll that you pay at every point. So when you go up to a gate, now you have to pass through that. Then you pay a toll. But somebody gives you a mantra before realization, it has no meaning. Because you have not started moving as yet. If your car has not started moving as yet, how can you pay the toll? Whom are you paying the toll? You are just paying the toll to the guru, who is not sensitive. You have to go to that point where your Kundalini has stopped, which you can see yourself and feel it. And then at that point, you have to raise the Kundalini higher by saying that particular mantra, then at higher level, then at higher level. How the mantra is to be said, there's a science. This all can become yours in no time at all. And within 1 month's time, you all will be experts of Sahaja Yoga. Take it from me. When I went to Australia, I was hardly there for a month, I think. And within 15 days, see, these people from television and all that, they came to see me. And they said, are your disciples all scholars? I said, not at all. Who told you they are scholars? Oh, they know so much. I said, because they have become knowledge now. You start learning from others when you start giving Kundalini, awakening and all that. You start learning what's happening, where is it going, how it is working out, how to maneuver. Unless and until you start driving the car, how will you become the master of the car? In the same way, you have to know everything, working it out, not thinking about it. Then people start analyzing, how can this be, how can that be? It's not analysis, it's actual working. Actually, you work it out, the thing flows from your hand, and you are amazed, oh God, the Kundalini is rising. Yes, you can see it. It's come up. You can give realization, those who got realization yesterday, today you can give that. What do you say to that? You are that fantastic. You are that fantastic. But know that you should not be shifty people. They say that Americans are very, very shifty people. And be careful on this character. See, everybody has a sign. Like that, you have a sign that you are shifty, while English are hard nuts. So, be careful. Do not be shifty. Settle down on your own spirit. Work it out. Learn about it and fix it up. I'm happy to see Michael has come all the way from Los Angeles. I was sorry I couldn't bring you the other day. I was feeling very sorry, and to see you here, I was so heartened and so happy that you have come here to work it out. You see, that's how it should be. All right. So then we go. I mean, there's so much to be said about every center. And you know that I have given at least 500 lectures in London alone, and there are tapes of my lectures available. I mean, we don't make any profits as usual, but you must not also exploit us by taking the free tapes. You should pay for the tape itself, all right, the price of the tapes, and you can get the tapes from these people. We'll send you, you can copy it and give it to others the way you want to spread it, you can do it. There's no restriction on anything, but one thing is definite, that you should not sell it at a profit. As I do not sell it for profit, you also don't sell it for profit. There is no exploitation of the disciple and no exploitation of the poor guru who is standing before you. Now, so we go to the another center, which is very important within us. Is the center. I don't think I'll be able to finish it today, the whole thing, but at this point I'll stop, and tomorrow I'll talk about the two other centers and the spirit. All right? Tonight. So, this center is the center of heart. Here, the Jagadamba, the mother of the universe, resides. The one who is alone, she is alone. She doesn't have any male deity with her. She's alone. She's the mother. And she looks after the people who are struggling in this ocean of illusion. She's the one who is the protector. She incarnates. It's said that she has incarnated 1,000 times, but she has incarnated many a time. Now this Jagadamba is the one who resides there at that point. And when you are a child, say about 12 years of age, she creates the antibodies in the sternum bone, and these antibodies spread into the whole body and protect you from the outer problems. Now, those people who have the problem of this, especially in ladies, comes from insecurities in life. If you are insecure, then you get the palpitation, and such women at the extreme can develop breast cancer. If you can re-establish this, breast cancer can be cured in no time. Now, the other centers which are important in this is of the father and the mother on both the sides. Now, the father is on the right-hand side, is governed by Shri Rama. Shri Rama and Sita, who came on this earth, they are not standing in the center, so you can see it very clearly that they are not worried about the evolution part of it. But they came on this earth to establish the right conduct of a person, especially in the political and economic field of life. How to be an ideal, a philosopher, or you can say a benevolent king. He tried to establish the symbol of that, Sri Rama, and those people who suffer from father's problem. Supposing the father has died very early, they have this problem. And the symptoms of that is you get asthmas. You develop asthmas. If you have any problem of the father, if your father has died early, or your father is torturing you, or you have no respect for your father, if you are a bad father, I mean the fatherhood itself, when it is challenged, you get these problems, and asthma develops. Asthma, what you call that, a breathing trouble develops. It could be with a combination of that, right side heart, and also Vishuddhi, but mostly it is the right side heart. It could combine with the Vishuddhi. Now, the left-hand side is the mother's thing, is the Parvati, is the wife of Sadashiva, which resides there in her form as a mother, Annapurna, or she's the one who is the giver of food. She gives you food. When she is in you, you find that if you cook for 2 people, it will last for as many as who want to eat there. It's like that. This is the deity that comes when it is awakened, it works out. Now, when this Swadhisthana chakra is governed by Brahmadeva and Saraswati. Those who are students, for them it is essential to get this because they are the gods and goddesses of your arts like music, dancing and all those things. Also, they give you the power of truth in the sense that if you have a good Swadhisthana, then if you say something, it comes out true. Your vani means your tongue, your vani would be voice, your tongues that you speak becomes the truth, is the power of this one. With the Lakshmi Tattva, as I told you, you get your affluence. Wherever you go, you bring affluence. You go to any house, people get affluence. You touch anything, people become better off. All the problems go out. And if you have problems on this, whatever you may try, you will never get rich. It will be always be a problem and you will have sort of losses and things like that. Now the left side of drugs. Now I must warn you that left side Nabi gives you also a problem with money, always with money. Because if you have got left side problem, the Lakshmi just disappears. She just disappears. If you go more onto the left hand side, it is even. If you have got left side problem, the Lakshmi just disappears. She just disappears. If you go more onto the left hand side, it is even worse. So alcoholism and all these things take you to a state where you start losing money and you can become very much poor with that. So the poverty comes in with that kind of thing. The right side Nabi is the one that gives you liver problems and gives you a very dominating nature maybe, or a temperament by which you get very much angry. Left side Nabi has another very serious problem, which is a very serious one, where if your spleen gets affected, for example, people who are very jerky type, they have having their food, then they are running to the work. This can happen to the people who are right-sided also, because they are very speedy people, they are working, and then they want to eat the food at the same time, think about something, they will attend to many things at the same time. And this spleen has to look after all the emergencies and has to supply the blood cells. Because of this kind of a frantic temperament of the person, what happens, the spleen becomes frantic, and then the serious disease like blood cancer comes in. Moreover, this is nothing, because there is an antichrist who has come in this country, settled down here. He's a regular 666 who gives you also blood cancer. So it's a very serious thing, and all these things only takes place when you are not aware of it, you do not know. It can be cured completely with Sahaja Yoga, no doubt. It can be cured by your Kundalini awakening. That's the only way you can cure Sahaja Yoga. There's no other way out. But you have to first of all know how to manage your Kundalini, how to raise it. But the first thing you have to do is to give up some of your fixations you have, because it's a new venue you are entering into. And like any scientist, you should keep yourself open, absolutely open, and see for yourself and know for yourself that you have to understand everything in such a way that it should be logical. It should be logical and through your vibratory awareness, not by your thinking. First you understand it, and logically you will see it is true. So it is you who judge yourself, it is you who understand everything, it is you who grow, and it is you, the one who grows, sees also things. So I leave it to you, all these things to happen to you in your own wisdom and in your own freedom. All these things should be done. But just now I won't say don't do this and don't do that. You will just give up just like that. Because once you find your spirit, you are never bored. You have no time. You are enjoying yourself so much. You have no time for anything, even for smoking you forget. That's how. I am a very tricky person. I said, no, you are a very tricky person. I said, no use telling them don't do. Otherwise they'll never come to my programs. Let them come and then I'll manage. Then you start really saving money on these nonsensical things, nonsensical habits that you have got, you want to get rid of them, it just works out. So for the time being, I think today is all right, but in the evening time, I'll tell you all the rest of it. And we have got luckily here 2 persons who have agreed to stay. She was in London and Michael was with me, who are deciding to stay in Santa Cruz. It is she who brought me here. It is she who gave all this idea. And it is now her responsibility to see that you are put onto the right path, and that without challenging your ego, she should do it, because it can be dangerous also. So, because she is one of you, so you may not like it, her telling you something, so don't mind. You will become like her also. Don't feel that there's something aggressive about her. That is very important, because with me it's all right, because first of all I'm a mother, and also I'm something different. But for her, you will think she's just like you. So doesn't matter. You will become like her, and you can also give realization to many. Thank you very much. So any questions? I'll answer them. Yes. Yeah.
When you were talking about the second chakra, you talked about the one that's green there?
No, the one that is yellow colored, you see, which gives us the bite, or the second chakra. But it goes round. It's like a lotus. Have you seen a lotus which has got a stalk? The stalk is in the third chakra. It comes out of there. And it goes round all over, it supplies everywhere, it can bend down. So this is a chakra which is flexible one. Swadhisthana, which is actually the Star of David. The Star of David is the one which Moses and all these things, they have built it up. All that, this crossing of this represents the crossing of Moses, the river that he crossed, or the sea, you can say. All that is represented here, because it's the sea of illusion you cross. It's the work of Moses himself. The Star of David.
Yes.
Will you explain the difference between self-consciousness and self-realization?
The difference between self-consciousness and self-realization.
I don't know what is self-consciousness. But self-realization and self-knowledge is the same. But self-consciousness, what I learned, my own Indian English, I would say, is that you are very conscious of yourself. That you are very particular about your body, and you are, there's another word for that in English language, is that vanity? Something. That's different. Self-knowledge, Atma Bodha, knowledge of the self. One by one, all right. That's one here, one there, then. All right? Huh.
Last night I went home. I was here last night, and I went home and did as you told me to do. And I went to bed to go to sleep, and it was terrifying.
Why? What happened?
Well, I was having nightmares.
Yes, you may. In the first day you may have. Because, see, there are spirits around, and they will try to dissuade you.
Yeah. What came was an image of my mother. And she was killing herself.
Your mother?
Yeah.
It can be anything. You see, what happens sometimes when you sleep, you must have had, first of all, a very deep sleep. That's one thing happens. But when you come out of that sleep, sometimes you pass through your subconscious area in the beginning. And the impressions that you have had in your sushupti, in the deeper sleep, are not there. But you just remember what you have seen in your present subconscious mind, see? And you touch that. But afterwards you get rid of it, no problem. It happens.
Also, I want to ask you a question about, you said last night about drinking, and when people become alcoholics, are they possessed by negative forces?
They could be, very much.
Okay.
Because they go to the left side. You see, if you drink, you go to the left side. You are in a vulnerable state then, because you enter into an area which is unknown to you, is the collective subconscious. And people can attack you, see, which is possible. Like Michael himself will tell you, he was, after realization, he started seeing them the way they were there, and he could see them. And then he could find them better, because if you become something else, you can find them better. Otherwise they are in you, till you become mad, you don't know, they are there.
Also, is that
They could be, very much.
Okay.
Because they go to the left side. You see, if you drink, you go to the left side. You are in a vulnerable state then, because you enter into an area which is unknown to you, is the collective subconscious, and people can attack you. See, it is possible. Like Michael himself will tell you, he was, after realization, he started seeing them the way they were there, he could see them. And then he could find them better, because if you become something else, you can find them better. Otherwise they are in you, till you become mad, you don't know, they are there.
Also, is that passed on from mother to child?
Very much. Very much. Very much, no doubt. You see, you share them even from your friends sometimes. That's what people don't know when they deal with other psyches and things like that. They don't know that there is a way of protecting yourself from this. You have to protect. It's very subtle. They are just like diseases. They spread and they can attack you. They can get into you. It's very simple. It happens. Like I'll tell you, he and his wife, now they just announced their marriage. And she has been to some clairvoyances and all that. They were all in her. She didn't know. She got a realization all right. The day the marriage was announced, they couldn't bear it, that happiness of his wife. You see, so they all came back on her. And she got so possessed, he started looking like a man, talking like a man. It was a big problem. They had to come to London to get it all right. Yes, they are there. We can fight it out. No difficult. We know the method of doing it, all right? So just don't worry. It will all. Yeah, one by one. Now,
yes.
This gentleman, what have you to say?
Yesterday you talked about your body as the temple of God, and I'm noticing that you're drinking Coca-Cola. I'd like you to comment on what is it that you like about
It's
Coca-Cola?
perfectly all right with me. I can even take poison. No problem. You don't compare yourself with me, all right? I have to take poison also. I have to do all these things. So don't compare yourself with me. But this Coca-Cola is not so bad as people talk, I can tell you. It used to be very bad. Before that they were making about, say, 2 years back. I couldn't take that. But there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's sort of also I feel, I don't know, but maybe some sort of enmity is sort of an enmity that it is very popular. Maybe people are trying to say something. Because nothing goes wrong with me when I take it. If it was poison, I would know it's poison. But there's nothing so wrong with it. Because, you see, I don't know, whatever they give me, I drink. I don't mind. But, of course, not the alcohol. Even if I take alcohol, nothing will happen to me, but I would not take it. Because I don't need it at all. I'm already in the spirits. I don't need it. But now with taking, I don't think that's wrong in this Coca-Cola. It used to be bad once upon a time, I would say, about a year back or so. I never liked it. But now I don't mind, because something they had it in it is they have removed. There was some sort of
Too expensive to put cocaine in it now.
Now I don't think they put in cocaine. Now they must be putting cocaine.
They used to.
Now this is it, all right? So there's nothing wrong with it.
The commercial.
Yeah.
They must.
Yes. Now how many questions?
The fellow there, yes.
No, this one is first of all
Which
with
one?
respect.
Okay.
Because I told
I was wondering, how is it best to cook the seeds of delusion, or will the Kundalini take care of that on its own?
how is it?
How do you get rid of the seeds of delusion?
Yes.
He says how to get rid of the seeds of delusion. Will Kundalini look after that?
Of course. That's what I'm saying. Once the light comes in, but that all goes out. The darkness goes out. You will be amazed. Yes, it's true.
Yes.
Now what's it, Michael? Now you have asked me so many questions before. Still on, huh? Let the others ask. Now what is it? You can come home and ask me now. What
Yes.
is it?
Yes?
Yeah, Mataji, do you manifest yourself in dreams?
Pardon?
Does she manifest herself in dreams?
To you?
No, that Mataji manifests herself in dreams.
Do you manifest yourself in dreams?
She understood.
I don't know what I should say. I do so many things I cannot confess them to you. I'm sorry. It has to be done. What to do? There's some way of communicating. Your television wouldn't take me on. All right. So I have to use some tricks. It's true. What's it?
This is the first time I'm being introduced to the Kundalini or chakra or whatever, the vocabulary. Is there any
Yes, we have books. You can see that.
Not only that, is there another in, say, in Christian or in Muslim, is there a similar thing as this
In the Bible?
Sure.
Yes, it is. Bible is a very concise form of every information, you see, and very mysterious. It was kept mysterious because whatever Christ said, you crucified him for that even. He was not even given any chance to talk. So he has said it. But as he said, I will appear before you like tongues of flames. He said also the tree of fire. But only one word, now you better find out about it. That's what it meant. Alright? So many things that Christ has said, you will see that in your ascent. You will find it. It's all there. The Alpha and Omega, everything that he said is helpful. Even his mantras we use. Lord's Prayer is used for opening this center.
If nobody has any other question, I have another one.
But someone has there.
Oh.
Let's have. Now who is the person? You two.
I have a question. Coming out of a place of isolation and wanting to participate more in the society and learn from people and spread my energy and give, I'm becoming caught up in the desire and need to work and make money and do what other people are doing, and it's pulling me further and further away from myself. And I can see this happening. And at the same time, I feel really oppressed and yet caught in the need to do this because this is what is done on this
What
planet.
she say?
Well, the isolation in society is keeping her away from, on the other hand, she feels the need to come back into society.
Of course, I'm saying the same thing. Why should you isolate? You are the part and parcel of the whole. There is no need to isolate from your society. Only the cowards would isolate. You have to fight in the society itself.